Howdy YouTube, Darlington Farm here, just over here at the farm, having some trouble with my Stihl. It's an MS660. Here's the saw in question. Really nice saw here. Just having some trouble with it the last couple of days. I replaced the fuel filter on it. It has a fuel filter that's down in the tank. I didn't get that on camera. Still was having some trouble with it. It would start, run beautifully at the low end, and then as soon as it you go to rev it up, it just falls flat on its face, and I couldn't figure out what the problem was. I took the carburetor apart, or took the carburetor off, just kind of blew it out with an air compressor, sprayed it down with some ether, which, by the way, instant starting fluid is awesome for cleaning out, or cleaning off a chainsaw like this. It just, cuts right through the grime on there really well. But I took it off here, or took the carburetor off, kind of did a cursory blow it out, replaced the fuel filter. It still was doing it. It runs beautifully at idle, up to about half throttle, and then it just kind of falls flat on its face. I readjusted the carburetor, same thing. So I decided to go ahead and take the carburetor apart here. Normally I'd wait and have a carb repair kit, but I couldn't get one today. And if you can see this here, I figured out what the problem is. Right down in here. The carburetor is full of this gunk. So that's pretty clear indication that things were gummed up here, so I'm hoping it runs better after I get this cleaned out. I'm going to put it back together here, and hopefully it'll run okay. At first I thought it was my air filter, but I popped that off, or I cleaned the air filter the other day, and then I tried running it with the air filter off just to see if it would do it, and it still, just falls flat on its face. And anyway, yeah, I'm going to put this sucker back together here and see how it runs. Okay, so I got it all back together here, and it runs like a top now. So if you're having troubles with the saw, running fine at idle, running fine at mid-throttle, but as soon as you really go to goose it, it just falls flat on its face. What you can do is just try taking the carburetor off and taking the bottom piece off there. And there's a little screen under the, like I showed earlier, in there, and you can just take a screwdriver and kind of clean the stuff out of there. And then take some ether, or instant starting fluid, just spritz in there and kind of rinse out. Make sure you blow the ether out with an air compressor, and then reassemble, and it runs just like top now. As you can see, this is not the stock Stihl air filter. This is a Max Flow foam air filter. I highly recommend them. They seem like they do a pretty nice job. If your saw is stock, I don't know if I'd mess with it, but this one is ported, where it has the guts taken out of the muffler. It just has a screen on here, and then this port over here is just open. It's not too loud. Definitely something you want to wear earplugs with, but there's where we live here, there's not really any neighbors or anything to anybody to complain, so I don't really mind having it loud, and it runs like a top. Man, it's got a ton of power. This thing definitely cuts like crazy. Right now I've got a reduced weight 32 Oregon in there, which if you're not familiar with the reduced weight bars, steel outer part, aluminum inner part, as you can see there. They're really light. This is lighter than the 28-inch Stihl bar that I have for this. That's an all steel. Really balances nice and light, really nimble. Is really awesome for limbing and cutting up stuff. What I really like about the 32 here is I don't have to bend over. I'm kind of tall, so I can just kind of stand up, hang on to the saw, and I don't have to bend over and really work to cut up stuff once it's on the ground. This bar is kind of delicate. You have to be careful with it. I don't know if I'd use it as a felling bar, but it does work pretty well for that. And I did get a new bar here. I'm still waiting on the chain for it, unfortunately. It should be in today or tomorrow. This is the 42-inch Oregon bar here, and as you can see, it is a beast. Right there, it is a humongous bar. It's really heavy. I got it mainly for ripping. I've got this a ripping chain for this on order too, and I'll show that off as soon as it gets here. But I just wanted to give you a little update here and say yes, just having troubles, take the carburetor apart and check that screen.